first fell in love with hip hop. Thanks for being on the show with us.
Hey, how you doing? Can you hear me?
All right, coming through loud and clear. Yep. What's your name? Where you calling from? And give us your 3 cents this morning.
All right, my name is Scott. I'm calling from Jacksonville, Florida. Originally from D.C., but what made me fall in love with hip hop really was NWA when they first came out. You know, I don't even know if I can cuss on this show or not.
You can cuss on this show. Call it what it is. We
right.
keep it too real. We keep it way too real.
When they came out with "Fuck the Police," I came up. You know, I was like, you know what? It ain't necessarily that I agreed with it or that I wanted to, you know, be that controversial. But I was just like, you know what? They're talking about something here, and and so I started listening to it. I enjoyed the whole album. I enjoyed the song, and then my dad heard me playing.
How did it go, brother?
I tell you what. Well, first I caught the ass whooping, and then he sat me down afterwards, and he was like, "Look, it ain't about what you're listening to; it's about what's being said in the songs." You know, and he's like, "Look, it's not like I've been a fan of the Police. You know, I came up when it was now obviously this is '80s. You know, he came up obviously before that. You know, but he was like, but you know what we've been through and what you have now, you need to realize the progress involved with it. And if you're really going to listen to this stuff, I need to explain some things to you." And so he sat me down, and he explained certain things to me that he had gone through during the whole, during the movement. You know, he had friends within the Black Panther Party. He went to school right there at Morgan, and so he explained to me what he had gone through. And all he asked me to do was, one, he didn't want to hear it. And two, if I was going to listen to it, I needed to really listen to what was being said. And so as, you know, with that being in my head, I started following Ice Cube. I started following Dr. Dre and all that. And, you know, as you know, they kind of split. They went their own separate ways, but they were still talking about very good things if taken in the right way, you know, especially with Dr. Dre. He kind of broke out of it, and, you know, in a few of his songs, he even stated how he was able to get out. But, hey, don't get it conflicted because, you know, he still came from a certain place. He still felt a certain way, and he could throw them hands if they needed to. And, and so in my mind, I was like, you know what, I can grow out of this. I can get out of the town that I'm in. I can do the things that I want to do. But it doesn't mean that I have to lose my roots. You know, it doesn't mean that I have to lose the information that I have gained, whether it be from Ice Cube, whether it's right or wrong, whether it's, you know, the information that I've gained from Eazy-E, whether it's right or wrong, you know, because you can learn a lot from people doing the wrong thing, just like you can from people doing the right thing. So.
No, I love it. This is great. No, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I thought you were finished. No, please finish up, brother.
No, go ahead. Yeah, jump in there.
No, I love everything you're bringing to the table because to me it speaks to the authenticity of this genre that in the culture of hip hop, in the sense that as humans we can be all things. So you're calling in to say, hey, here's my introduction, right? And your father was at least gave you some wisdom to say, hey, well, what are they saying? Because we definitely know at that time there was consciousness, especially when NWA first broke out. So I appreciate your perspective. Thanks for the call. Minister Server, any thoughts to what Scott brought to the table this morning? I love his 3 cents this morning.
Yeah, definitely, man. And big up to your pop for, you know, breaking it down to you. Because, you know, some parents you would have just took the tape and been mad at it without breaking it down. So big up to your pop for doing that as well, man. Because, again, you know, that song, Fuck the Police particularly, that's political. It's talking about police brutality and all that type of stuff. So, you know, big up that, you know, your pop took time to break it down. And big up to you for staying connected in the culture and, you know, giving that point of view of what we just talked about, really, which is rap is just something you do. Hip hop is something you live. So even though you was listening to a certain kind of rap, you didn't feel the need to necessarily live that way. So big up to you for pointing that out as well, Scott. Definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you know, that was, and actually you just hit on the last little point that I was going to bring in. I mean, I kind of jumped in a little late on this, but I think it's wrong for us to just blame, these artists that are out there doing what they need to do to line their pockets. I mean, there has to be thought involved with it. And, if you just listen blindly and try to follow blindly, then you're going to be exactly that, just a sheep. And I think all of us want to be out here. We want to be the sheep dogs. You don't want to become the wolf, but you want to be the sheepdog. You want to be the one leading the pack and protecting the pack, not the one attacking the pack, And so, you can enjoy the songs, and I still enjoy them to this day. But I think that, with the family dynamic and us, not being as tight as we used to be, or maybe the breakdown of the family where you don't have as many with a mother and father in the home. I think all that comes into play, and thankfully I had one. I know not all of my brothers had that, but we supported each other, and I don't know if we get enough of that in today's youth. I hopefully I'm wrong in that. But, I think that's where the breakdown is. And if we leave it to a rap artist or to an athlete or to, some thug on the street or hell, even a banker or a lawyer or whatever, I mean, you don't know what kind of morals they hold. And if you leave your kids' moral development to somebody outside, you don't know really what you're going to get. So, I mean, that's kind of my 3 cents
as you already know, that's what we do, man. That's a powerful 3 cents, and I think you gave your personal example to what you just spoke to, and Minister Server highlighted what your father did, right? Just that little talk, as you said, your father said, I don't want to hear it, but he took the time not to just say, throw it out and don't listen to that, because, you were at that age where teenagers, you're going to naturally rebel, but he knew not to leave you be, right? He just gave you enough wisdom to say, I don't want to hear it.